Grief and surviving the holidays. And the holidays. So it can be try not to fall prey to the belief that you have to feel a certain way. It's important. Dealing with this pandemic and give your own self that you get adequate rest. Able to leave your premises, you can get up and move around in the house. You can, stress and strain on the body when you're going through grief. And a lot of people, when they're grieving, and get adequate rest, but also do those other things that will help you to stay grounded and stay focused. So the first one was to offer yourself some grief. Give yourself the right to grieve. And don't overextend yourself and don't overload yourself with the stresses of the holiday. The holiday season is no time to flex your strength and independence. When you're grieving a death or a loss, you will need the help and support of others to get through. So don't feel as if you are from helping those they care about. So there are people who and there's nothing wrong with allowing someone to assist you, particularly when you're dealing with grief and you to be there to help minister to you during this time of loss. So please don't feel ashamed or don't feel intimidated. It says after the transition, people often desire to help but simply don't know how. If you need someone to help you prepare meals, to shop, to decorate, they will. The same holds true for your emotional needs. Friends and family members might feel uncomfortable talking about things to be reminded of your pain. But the American Psychology Association notes that not talking about someone's death leads to isolation. You will have to tell your loved ones the best way that they can help you. If you want to talk about what you're going through, or if you just need a shoulder to cry on, let it be made known. Let people know that you want help. And when you're going through grief, if I can do anything, just give me a call. And most people feel like that's a cliche, but that's very help. They don't know exactly what you might need or what it is that you have a desire to have assistance with unless you tell them. So this is a strategy. If you need help and you desire help, don't hesitate to ask. And people won't know unless you let them know what it is you stand in need of help with. Amen. The person grieve, then you need to be kind to yourself, get adequate rest, don't overload yourself. Then you need to ask and accept. Then sharing your feelings is often the best way to get through the season, and finding people you can talk to will help. Friends and relatives can be a great support during the time of grief. However, they might be the support you really need. Another good option here at Hopewell, our Grief Share Ministry. There are many local churches that provide those type of support programs, community centers, even local funeral homes that have grief support groups in place. And there's always hospice groups that will make themselves available particularly when you're going through a time of grief and a time of being overwhelmed with the that you know will be there to support you. And sometimes that support can be very simple. It can be someone just coming by or someone just calling, release your emotions. Living in a time of virtual gatherings, and there's always a way that you can virtually connect with people via Zoom, via Facebook, and various other ways that you can receive and generate support. So this is a big point to remember. And that there's no one who cares or no one who understands what it is you're dealing with. Find the support you need. Very good strategy for someone who is dealing with grief. Many people like to help others in large or small ways during the holiday season. They purchase a gift. This can help us feel like we are contributing to the greater good. And it's always good when you can take focus off of yourself and look at someone else. Likewise, the lives of others can help take a focus off of your loss. Studies show that volunteering can be beneficial to our mental health. These challenging times of this COVID-19 pandemic, there are opportunities to find ways of creating ways and assist. To help another family member or a friend who may be in need. These acts can prove very rewarding and help in healing. Taking an attitude of making a difference can be very therapeutic for you when you're going through your pain and your hurt of a loss of a loved one, and you're dealing with the grief of someone who has been taken away from you during this season. If you pray to God that you want to make a difference in someone else's life, it would definitely be an encouragement. Just remember, try to make a difference in some way during this holiday, whether it's volunteering, whether it's selecting some child that needs help. So we're going to be doing this as a church family next month here at Hopewell. We're going and we know this is something that's not going to only be a blessing to them, but it's going to be a blessing to us as a church family. And this works very well for you as an individual. And running over. And that may not be necessarily in a monetary way, but it would be in a way and then make a difference. Amen. The next strategy for surviving the holidays is to stop making other people or families enjoying the holidays, the festivities, and compare their experience to what you're feeling during these difficult times. This may make you feel worse that you are lacking in some way. Keep in mind, and they are rarely magical gatherings depicted as you see on TV and in the greeting cards, even Christmas, Lifetime have really, rather than compare it to what you think others might have. And that's definitely a good word of advice. Don't compare yourselves to others, particularly when you're dealing with grief and loss. Somebody else is going through, and makes you think that yours is so devastating and lacking in so many ways. When actually the honest truth is everybody's dealing with some level of stress. Movies, and even what people post on Facebook. Preferably, most of us who deal with social media have gotten to a place of realizing that everything you see on social media is not as it may appear. And so we don't want you to fall prey to that deception, is that everybody else is doing good. Because that's just not true. And so prayerfully, God will show you through His Spirit. It's Him who is our sustainer. God says, man that is born of a woman is but of a few days and is full of trouble. And so it didn't say just one particular man. It said mankind, period. So we all have to deal with all praise to comparing yourself to others. Amen. Amen. Lastly, a word from Very Well. As difficult as it seems, you will survive the holiday. This holiday may prove to be very difficult and a very difficult experience. However, you will get through it. Necessarily have to enjoy the holidays or even go through the. With that being said, it's also fine to have a good time in spite of your grief. If happiness slips through your window, joyous. The best gift you can give anyone you love is that of being true to yourself and giving yourself this gift of fully living your life, even as you adjust for your loved one. Very important. You will survive the holidays. You will get through and come out on the other side of it. He will direct your path. He will direct you because He says, cast your cares on me because I care for you. And because He loves us, He's going to help us through these trying times, these tribulations, this time. The more we depend on Him, the more we put our faith and confidence in Him, things will get better. So I encourage you again to this evening. You will keep the memories of your loved ones and those who have lifted up, and keep yourself encouraged by those precious. You and your family, that you have a blessed Thanksgiving as you gather in many ways differently this year maybe than ever before. And still let God's joy rest in your home. And we encourage you to be safe, to follow the guidelines that have been recommended to us. And when you're gathering with loved ones, I'd like to invite you once we go offline. Once we go offline to join things that you might want to share. If you have any prayer requests, that you can call and we can pray together and we can discuss your concerns. The conference call number is area 712-770. Anything you'd like to share that we can discuss together, give me a call. And then, until then, we want to thank you again and wish you all a blessed and wonderful time of Thanksgiving. God bless you.